Hello, my name is Penny Simkin. I'm a physical therapist, childbirth educator, doula, and birth counselor from Seattle, Washington. And I'd like to talk with you today about childhood sexual abuse and its impact on the childbearing woman. I don't know if you realize, but between 1 in 4 and 1 in 3 women around the world has a history of childhood sexual abuse, and the statistics are very similar for boys and men as well. Now, focusing on women because they're the childbearing side of things here, I'd just like to mention that the effects of childhood sexual abuse don't end when the abuse ends. They go on. The impact can be deep and long-lasting. And when the adult woman or the young woman reaches childbearing age and becomes pregnant, many issues that may have been quieted down for quite some time, many issues come up again, kind of unexpectedly. I think pregnancy and birth and postpartum and breastfeeding present unique challenges to the childbearing woman. For example, her changing body. It not only is her belly growing, but her breasts are swelling and sometimes very tender. She's starting to feel the baby move inside. And for some women, those, while triumphant and very positive for some, are disturbing for others. They feel out of control. They feel they can't control their bodies anymore. Of course, during pregnancy, women are seeing a physician or a midwife on a frequent basis, probably more medical care than they've gotten all their lives. And it all focuses on their sexual parts. So sometimes the examinations, the palpation, the questions about her sex life and changes that are going on, these can feel very personal, very disturbing. And many women find it awfully uncomfortable to be subjected to this kind of inspection on a regular basis. Another issue that comes up are issues of control. Sometimes she's told you must eat this way, you must behave in this way, you must exercise this much. And she doesn't like to be told what to do. She wants to be able to follow her own interests and her own desires, because part of it is that it's all for the baby. So the focus on the baby and not on her can feel demeaning to her if she has been discounted all her life, or at least by her perpetrators. Issues of invasion, vaginal exams, blood draws, intravenous lines, and many others, things that break into her body, become a metaphor for many abuse survivors for other types of invasion. Now, unfortunately, most maternity care providers don't know about this. They don't understand. And so they tend to label the woman as being difficult or uptight or frightened or uncooperative or suspicious. And all that woman is doing is trying to protect herself because she's feeling the way she felt as a child when she was being abused. And she doesn't know how to speak to that. She may not even recall all the abuse that she suffered. Now, if caregivers recognize the need this woman presents, they can be flexible. They can modify their care. Sometimes something as simple as knocking on the door before coming in when a woman is fearing a loss of privacy, or taking a vaginal exam very slowly, or avoiding some of the vaginal exams that aren't necessary, or listening carefully to what she says she needs. This can go a long way in building trust and helping her feel much more comfortable in her body and in this birth experience. Now, I feel that caregivers owe it to their clients to take this very seriously, to recognize that every woman who walks into their waiting room is potentially a survivor of sexual abuse, and to incorporate sensitive, kind care to everybody. And then, as we learn in some of the workshops and in our books, learn ways to identify those abuse survivors and work with them directly. Now, I wanted to tell you that Phyllis Klaus and I, Phyllis is a psychotherapist from California, and I'm from Seattle, but we came together years ago and recognized this need to write a book on sexual abuse. And it took us 12 years to write this book. It's called When Survivors Give Birth. But in that, we try to give as much background as we can, give very practical suggestions for working with survivors in a constructive and positive way. But I just thought I'd share a story with you that, here here Phyllis is an excellent psychotherapist, and I'm in the birth world. And one day, as we were working together over the 12 years it took us to write this book, I said, a good birth experience is worth a year of therapy. And Phyllis said, it is not. And I said, it is. And we went on, and she finally said, 2 years. But the point of that is that this time, this childbirth period, is a period of vulnerability for the woman. And if she is treated in a kind and positive way, she can be empowered by this experience and do an enormous amount of healing in a very short time. And that's the potential that lies with every woman in the birth experience. So I just want us to think about those millions of women who are sexual abuse survivors, and think of the impact that we could make on their birth experiences if we just understood a little better and had the willingness and flexibility to modify our care to meet their needs. Thank you very much.